What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're doing round 3 of a Shop Hush haul slash demo. I love doing these videos. You guys love these videos. So I've been collecting quite a few products for this video for a while now. There are some things in here I haven't even tried yet. There are some things I've only tried once or twice. And I have bought the majority of this stuff myself, but there were a couple of things in here that were sent to me from a brand, and I didn't really know what kind of video to put the products in. So I was like, you know what? It's sold on Shop Hush. Let's do that route. I will say their shipping and processing times are hella slow, and this last time, like, I just placed an order. This last time I was getting pretty frustrated because it took like 4 or 5 days to actually even get shipping confirmation. I emailed them, and as soon as they emailed me back, it got shipped out. So I was just like, kind of wonky there. I'm really excited, so let's just go ahead and dive on in. I produce a lot of spit. I don't know what it is, but I can't talk. So starting off with some eyeshadow primer. This is the Cara Beauty Eye Primer. This is a very, very thick primer. And I would recommend moisturizing your eyelids before you go in and do this, because it can be a little drying and it kind of pulls a little bit. I start off with applying it with my finger, and then I blend it out with the brush just to make it go a little faster and kind of shear it out a little bit, but it will definitely make your eyeshadows pop. So moving on to a palette. So I do have the Bad Habit Arabesque palette, which is supposed to be a dupe for the Anastasia Soft Glam palette, which I don't have, but it looks identical. According to like swatches and pictures I've seen, it looks the exact same. I have been using this for a while, and I can't really make up my mind about it. I haven't used it a whole lot, just because the times that I did use it, I did have some blending issues, especially with the mattes. It took me a really long time to blend them out, and it's like I had some dragging issues in a way. Now, it could be just because of bad makeup days. Maybe it was what I was using that day. We're gonna try to figure it out today. I do have a couple of single shadows as well. These are the KTB matte eyeshadows. So I have the shades Marsala and Carbon. So Marsala is just like a burgundy kind of shade. It is bigger than a typical eyeshadow though. It's a little bit bigger. So there's Marsala, and then here's Carbon, which is just a matte jet black. The packaging feels kind of cheap, but it's not a big deal. I think these are $5, and they do have like 9 shades, I believe. So I do like these. I have used these once or twice before, and they do work really, really well. Now, I will say something about Shop Hush to keep in mind is that their swatches are not very accurate. In the swatches, this Marsala shade looked like a vivid red. Like, it looked just like a pure red, but as you can see, it's definitely more of a maroon, like cranberry kind of shade. So I've noticed that with pretty much everything I bought, the swatches are very off, whether it's lighting or editing. I don't really know. So I don't know what shades I'm going to use today. I just want to try to use as many as possible. So let's first go into this matte, kind of peachy skin tone kind of shade. It's called Satin. Uh-oh, I need some eye tape. 1 second. Now, I will say there is a lot of fallout with these shadows, and there's a lot of fallout in the pans. Now, I don't care too much about fallout because I do my eyes before my face, but it gets annoying when it gets completely everywhere. Like, that's just not acceptable in my book. But I will say this is blending out really well so far. I don't know if I used this before on my own, but it is working pretty well. So this is working out really well. It is blending out nicely and building up really well. It's very, very pigmented. I don't know if I used this shade before when I was testing it on my own, but it is working well right now. So now I'm gonna go into Interlude, which is this kind of mid-toned warmer tan shade, and put that right below that other one in the crease. So yeah, there's pretty much a lot of kick up with all of them, but again, not having problems with this one either. Maybe that primer really is making a difference because it's really like grabbing onto the shadows. Moving on up, let's go into Ballet Slippers, which is this kind of like rosy undertone brown shade, and you guys know the drill. We're just gonna keep putting it in the crease and the outer V. Now, I will say with some of these shadows, I'm seeing that there's not a lot of adherence. Like, they don't really want to stick to the lid. It's like there's more debris in the air than pigmentation on the lid. That was what I was seeing before with this palette as well. But I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is like a deep kind of reddish cocoa brown. Just put that in the outer V. And I will say there is a little bit of patchiness I'm seeing on my lid right now. So some shades do that. But let's just keep this in the outer V and just kind of deepen that up. So I'm starting to tap it in and then blend around the edges instead of just going in and automatically fluffing it around. Some shadows do work better that way, but I will say if I have to stray away from my normal techniques, then I probably won't gravitate towards that product too much. I know there are certain things you have to do differently with some products, but I'm just not willing to do that because I just like I'm just set in my ways. I'm gonna go back in with that brush I used with the other shade and blend right above that. Looking a little muddy. It could be just because I'm using 15 different brown shades, but Definitely not my favorite formula, I will go ahead and say that. So before we move into the shimmer, I'm going to go into this KTB shadow in the shade Marsala and just put that in the outer V as well. Yes, it's getting very repetitive, I do understand that, but we're just trying to test it out as much as possible on camera. So I think I'm going to swing this into the eyelid as well, just so it kind of acts as a base for the shimmer we're going to put on. But I really like this formula. There's not a lot of debris or kick up or anything. It's very finely milled. It's really soft. It's pigmented, but not too pigmented. I really, really like this one, so I do want to pick up more in those. So for my shimmer, I'm going to go into Nutcracker in the palette, which is just like a shimmery pinky mauve. And I am going to spray my brush so that this is really intense. I just want to pop this from the inner corner to about, we're going to say the center as of now, but I might bring it out a bit further. Today's one of those days where I just feel very sloppy, like I just feel like slapping everything on, not really taking my time. You may be looking and being like, that looks real messy, but I'm just in one of those moods. Okay, so that shade worked very, very well. It's very pretty, it built up nicely, it's intense, it's just a very fine shimmer. I really do like that one. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into KTB's Carbon. It's really hard for me to say KTB, like my mind wants to go to KBB. Really weird name. So I like to use a matte black as the eyeliner, so I'm always on the hunt for a really rich jet black eyeshadow to use as liner that will be really pigmented and stuff, and this one does work very well. It is more buildable, but it's a really good like liner kind of shadow. And on the other side, I'm going to use the matte black in the palette. Now I will say where it is softer, it would be pretty easy to use like in the outer V or the crease, or like some, you know, somewhere on your eyelid, because sometimes there are blacks that are just way too pigmented and they can take your look from pretty to raccoon very fast, but this one's a really good one. So now I'm gonna go into Leotards in the palette, which is that matte black, and just do the same thing on the other eye. Actually, you know what? I think I like the KTB one better. So we're kind of looking a little like unified. It could be me. It could totally be my blending and my own like user error, but it kind of seems like there is no differentiation between one shade or the next. But I do have a couple of liquid eyeshadow glitters. These are supposed to be like the Stila Magnificent Eyes, the glitters. You guys know what I'm talking about. They're super big, but these are the Nika, I don't know if it's Nika or Nika K Radiant Liquid Eyeshadows. So it comes in this, you know, pretty good size little tube here. So I did get two different shades. I got Ochroid Titan, I don't know what that is. So it's like a champagne golden kind of shade. And then I also got Polaris Peach, which is just like a peachy rose gold, and these had really, really good reviews, so I'm very excited about these. So let's just go ahead and pop one on. Should have done it before liner. Kind of forgot about it, I'm not gonna lie. So let's do the Polaris Peach one, and here's what the applicator looks like. It has like a brush tip applicator, and it seems like it will be pretty easy to control. Like it doesn't seem like it disperses too much. So there's the Polaris Peach, and then here is the Ochroid Titan, I don't know. Yeah, it definitely doesn't pick up too much product, so hopefully these are really, really good, because I'm kind of getting into this glittery trend. So let's put this Polaris Peach one on top of our shimmer right here. Ooh. Hopefully this dries down and doesn't feel like sticky or anything. This is working out really nicely. It's actually applying better than it's swatched, and it's not applying too much. So that's really, really pretty. I'm actually kind of shocked because I was kind of nervous I wouldn't like it. Just to make sure it doesn't dry down unevenly or anything, let's just go in and kind of tap it out with my finger. I did kind of take away some of the pigmentation. Maybe I should try a brush. Let's see. I just want to blend it a little bit. I don't want it to be too chunky or anything. Okay, maybe it's just the way the lighting's hitting it, because the lighting makes it look like I've got some uneven spots right here, but I feel like it might be because I'm turning this way and I'm at an angle. Ooh, it's pretty! Alright, so I'm back with my eyes done, and as you can see, you can probably see from outer space, I went a little ham with the glitter, because I'm not too used to using it, didn't really know how much to apply, and also I feel like the lights affected like the shadows and stuff to make it look like it was kind of uneven when it wasn't. But this is very, very pretty, and it did dry down. Those seem to be a plus in my book. So next up I have a primer oil. So I've been wanting a primer oil for a while, and Shop Hush has a ton to choose from. I keep calling it Shop Hush, but it's actually Hush, but I feel like no one really knows it as that. But anyway, they have a ton of primer oils on there to choose from. I got this Beauty Creations primer oil, so this is $9 on the website. It's not super thick or anything, but the other day I used this for the first time and my makeup really glided on, and I feel like a little bit went a longer way. So far, I really do like this, and I feel like this would be a really good product for people with dry skin. So I don't have a foundation, but I do have foundation mixers. So these are the Kokie Transfer Mix foundation mixers. So basically you mix these in with your foundation and it changes up the finish. I haven't tried these before, and I figured, you know, what better way to try them than in a video like this. And like I said, these were sent to me, but you can find them on the Shop Hush website and app. I actually do have a 25% off coupon code for Kokie if you want to order from their website. It's Glamour25, I believe, but my coupon codes and everything will always be linked below. I have a little section for coupon codes and affiliate links and stuff like that. So my idea is to use a different foundation on each side to test these. So on one side, I'm going to use a glowy foundation and mix it in with a matte mixer, and on the other side, I'm going to use a matte foundation to mix it in with a dewy mixer. So we're really going to test to see if it changes the finish. And I picked two that are on either side of the spectrum, so they're very extreme. So for the dewy foundation, I have the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. It's super dewy. And then for the matte one, I have the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, which is super matte. So let's go ahead and start off with the Infallible Pro Glow. And I do want to show you guys how it mixes on the back of my hand. As you can see, it is pretty watery. I don't know if it's going to change the consistency or anything, and this probably won't match me the other way, but we're just gonna do it anyway. And by the way, this primer oil has set, and my skin looks so smooth. It feels so soft and even, and it just gives like an overall even glow without being too dewy or like too overboard. Like, it doesn't look shiny or anything, so that's a good thing. So let's go in with the matte mixer first. It's the black one, and these are like $7, I believe, on the Shop Hush website and Kokie. I don't know how much to use. I should probably read this. So it says add 1 to 2 drops of mixer to foundation and blend well. Customize the intensity of the matte finish by adding more drops of mixer. So let's just do, can you guys see that? 1. Okay, it's kind of hard to do drops because it strings out. Definitely change the consistency. It definitely feels thicker and more moussey. Let's do another squirt. It doesn't know when to stop. You can't do drops. Oh yeah, it's definitely changing the consistency. And I don't really know who this would be good for. I mean, I guess makeup artists who want to customize finishes for different skin types and stuff, but I don't really know who would need this on a daily basis. But I mean, it could be a really cool product. Like, maybe if you have one foundation and it works better for you like during one time of the year, like maybe you have a foundation that works better for you in the summertime and you want to make it work for you better in the winter, maybe you can use these to customize that. So let's just go ahead and go in and swash this on. Already I can tell that it definitely feels more matte, feels thicker and more moussey. So I'm loving this primer oil. Like, everything just glides on. So I'm gonna try to show you how it mixes on the back of my hand. Mixes really well. It's not chunky or anything. It's not, like, it doesn't ball up or anything, so that's a good thing. So I can automatically tell a difference. It's not like a complete like flat matte, but it definitely dulled down the glow a lot. And we're gonna see how it sets and stuff, because it may set to be a lot more matte than this too, but this is looking really pretty. It blended out really well and stuff. Have no complaints so far. So moving on to the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. So I'm really excited about this one because this one is super matte. It sets to a really powdery finish. So as you can see, it's pretty thick. It's pretty immovable. Okay, so this one is definitely more of a cream. Can you guys see that? It's more white, where the other one was more like a silicone kind of thing. Kind of hard to see so far because it's still a wet swatch, so it's kind of hard to tell if it affected the finish yet. Let's do some more. I really like the fact that these don't affect like the blendability or the coverage or anything. It doesn't affect the color. So there's what we got so far. And I mean, I do see quite a bit of shine from it. So we're just gonna go ahead and go in and see what it does, because it's just kind of hard to tell with a wet swatch. Okay, so still giving me full coverage, so that's a good thing. And it's blending out really well. And by the way, this shade match is perfect for me. Like, this is a dead-on skin match for me. This is in the shade Nude. Yeah, Nude. So far, it is definitely looking more dewy. I'm gonna go in with some more though, because I'm gonna use a less amount this time too, because sometimes if you use smaller ratios, it's more potent, just in general with mixing things. That definitely does thin it out though. Like, it feels a lot thinner. It's a lot less moussey. So I'm gonna go in and just kind of focus on the areas that I need more coverage. I'm actually really, really excited about this. Like, this is a really cool little invention. So far, so good. I mean, you can tell. This side where I use the NYX foundation, which is a stone cold matte foundation, is looking way more dewy than the Infallible Pro Glow, which is super, super dewy, like super glowy. So we're gonna see how they dry down, but so far I think these are really, really cool products. There's nothing like this I know of on the market, so very unique so far. So moving on to some concealer. So I have talked about this before, but I wanted to retouch on it because I want to give it another shot. This was actually sent to me from Catrice, but again, they do have this on the Shop Hush website and stuff. So this is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. You guys have probably heard Tati talk about this before, and I really, really don't like this. This crease is so bad on me, I can't get full coverage out of it. I love the wand, I love the applicator. It just goes to show you that things work differently for everybody. Like you can't go off a review sometimes. You have to try things for yourself, but I don't have a problem with blending or anything. This concealer does build up pretty well, but this is so dewy and so hydrating and never sets. It doesn't set down the least little bit on me, and I just got done blending it. Like I just picked my sponge up and stopped blending, and I can already see the creases starting to form, and I don't even have bad fine lines. Like I don't even have bad under eye creases, and it settles into everything. Yeah, so it's set, we're done, but it'll crease in like 5 minutes. So let's go to the foundation. The dewy side, or the matte foundation side with the dewy mixer, it does look more matte still. Now I will say it hasn't set to that powdery matte finish like it does on its own, like the NYX foundation on this side, but it's got a little bit of glow to it, but not super glowy. So with the L'Oreal side, it definitely did make it more matte. It's not a flat matte or anything. I definitely wouldn't say it's comparable to the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation as far as the finish goes for that, but it definitely did tone it down quite a bit. Okay, so here's the face makeup, and that's pretty much it aside from setting spray. I did go ahead and finish up my lower lash line to complete the eye look, and we are now gonna go into some liquid lipsticks. I'm pretty sure I've talked about these before in like one of my first videos, but I figured let's just make this a shindig and let's just talk about some more products. So these are the Italia Deluxe Luster Matte Liquid Lipsticks. I'm pretty sure these are only like $2 to $4. They're very, very affordable. I have Nude But Nice, which is more of a mauve-y nude, and then I also have Sweet Escape, which is more of a like pinkish berryish nude. So these are legit. These are very, very matte, but they're super long wearing. So we're gonna do Nude But Nice. So this color is so pretty, and when you first get done applying it, it looks so velvety smooth. It almost looks like you've airbrushed a lip color on. Like it just looks very smooth. So if you like liquid lipsticks, you probably would like this. Right now it doesn't feel too unbearable. Like it's not too drying or cakey or anything, but it does kind of start giving me that cat butthole look in the inner rim. Very, very pretty, good for what it is. So moving on to the last couple of things, which are setting sprays, and I've had these for a really long time and just haven't talked about them. So these are both from Clean Color. These are $2 a piece. So I have the Pro Sealer Matte Finish Makeup Setting Spray and then the Pro Sealer Dewy Finish Makeup Setting Spray. So the matte one is very mattifying. Like I don't really gravitate towards it because I don't like a really matte finish, but this will control your oil. Very small little bottle though. Let me show you just a comparison between this one and like the Wet n Wild one. So as you can see, it almost looks like a sample size. Here it is compared to like a Kokie setting spray, which is a normal size. Okay, let's apply it to the NYX side, I guess. I have used most of it already because it didn't take very long to use, and I've only tried it a few times, but it's very mattifying. So we'll do the dewy one on this side. I don't like this one either. It makes my skin feel really sticky when I get done, but it just leaves my skin feeling very sticky and tight, and it just leaves my body feeling dry and tight too. Like it just feels very residuey. I guess it kind of does make it a little bit more dewy. I mean, it's definitely more dewy than this side, but it's hard for me to get past that feeling of just, you know, that residuey feeling. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below, what are your favorite and least favorite products that you've tried from Shop Hush? And if you've tried any of this stuff, let me know your reviews in the comments below. So thank you all so much for watching. Give this video a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.